Hey, it's Bjorn from Higher Learning Lab, and in this Photoshop tutorial, we're going to talk about keyboard shortcuts. Now, the more you use Photoshop, the more likely you are to want to use keyboard shortcuts because you can do stuff a lot faster when you use your keyboard. And to find the shortcuts, one of the easiest ways to get started with shortcuts is when you open the menus, you will see on the left-hand side what the function is of that menu item, and on the right-hand side, you will see the shortcut to use on your keyboard. And nearly every item, as you can tell, has a keyboard shortcut. And every single menu, the options that have keyboard shortcuts, you will see the symbols to the right of them. And so if you're just starting out, learn those. Just find the functions that you use a lot, memorize those keyboard shortcuts, and you'll be a lot faster for it. If there is a keyboard shortcut or something that you want a shortcut for, but the one doesn't exist in the menu, for example, check-in is conspicuously missing a keyboard shortcut, but maybe you use that function a lot and you want to make a keyboard shortcut. What you can do is go to the edit menu, and at the very bottom, there's a keyboard shortcuts function, and there's even a shortcut to open the keyboard shortcuts, which is pretty cool. So click on that and it opens your keyboard shortcuts. And this box right here, it has all the entries of the top bar menu. So on the top we have Photoshop, File, Edit, Image, Layer, Type, etc. We have in here Photoshop, File, Edit, Image, Layer, Type, etc. So these match up with what is up at the top menu. So if we go into File, which I believe is where check-in was, yeah, check-in is right here. It doesn't have a shortcut. So if we click right here in this gray area where there's nothing, if we click there, it opens a box. And you can type in a shortcut right there. So maybe I'm on a Mac, so maybe Shift, Command, Option, C for check-in. So I type that in and I get a warning right here. And it says down below, Option, Shift, Command, C is already in use and will be removed from Edit Content Aware Scale if accepted. So if you're okay with it being removed from something, maybe that's something you never use, then you just accept down here, accept, and go to conflict, and then you finalize that change, or you try a different one. So maybe Shift Command or Shift Control Option Command T. Okay, now there's no conflict. I can accept, actually I don't need to accept because it automatically puts it in there. If I click on OK, it should now show, yeah, it shows right here, Shift, Control, Option, Command, T. And we just added that shortcut by going to Edit and clicking Keyboard Shortcuts. So you can create a shortcut for almost anything inside of Photoshop by using this Keyboard Shortcuts option. And it's super powerful. And then if you are truly a power user and you really want to take it to the next level, you can get macro programs. On Mac, there's one called Keyboard Maestro, and on Windows, there's one called Macro Express, which you can use to automate stuff in Photoshop that you can't do with just keyboard action. Keyboard actions usually do one thing at a time. If you want to do a sequence of things, you can use something like a macro program. You can also use, here I have the Actions tab already open. If you don't have it, you can go to Window, Actions. What that does is that'll perform actions on a project that you're working on in Photoshop. But it won't be able to do everything. And that's why you have a macro program like Keyboard Maestro on the Mac or Macro Express on Windows. They allow you to even extend your automation even further. And that's when you become a superpower user. If you're just starting out with keyboard shortcuts, just focus on learning the keyboard shortcuts you use frequently. And then as you get better and better, you can think about adding in this automation component with macros and the Photoshop actions. And you can become a serious Photoshop power user. And I've got a bunch of videos on that as well. And I hope this video helped you. My name is Bjorn from Higher Learning Lab. Please make sure you like this video, share on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out HigherLearningLab.com, where we write about tech every single day. Talk to you soon.